Your emotions are useless. But wait. If we say something is useless, it's because that is compared with something useful, as could be the rationality. At the same time, there are people who defend rationality, and there are others who defend the value of the emotions. Then, in this video, we will do a comparison between the rationality and the emotions to figure out if the emotions are truly useless. Also, we will see if you could be less human because of your lack emotional, and in what should be better base your behavior. The first example I have is one very common in the romantic area. Everyone understands this because each one of us has fallen in this at least once. And if you have heard the modern word crush, you will understand this idea even better. When you feel interest to someone, in the majority of the cases, you don't know that person completely, or you don't know anything personal. Here's when your emotions affect your rational part, and you could start to feel that person is perfect. This always happens in the beginning of relationships. Throughout this time, you are creating good qualities in that person you haven't seen yet. You start to imagine how would be your relationship, how would be your first kiss, your first night. Basically, you are some part of your day always thinking about that person. Surely the rational part understands it's ridiculous, and you should be more focused at trying to know that person deeply instead of creating idealizations about a person. From this, when months pass, people realize their partners are not as fantastic as they had thought about them. Then it is like getting back to the reality. Our emotions drive us uncontrollably to nowhere, or at least not to our best destiny. Now, this example, pretty common either. We as social creatures, we don't want to feel rejection. That's why in many cases when someone says something bad about us, our emotions think the best option is try to convince that person to don't think it. We do this unconsciously. For example, someone says, you like to watch cartoons like a kid. And you say, no, I just watch cartoons sometimes, or when I don't have anything to do, or blah 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 blah. Basically, you are trying to justify yourself instead of saying, yes, I love cartoons. Why would you do that? I'm going to tell you. Your emotions. Rationally, you can think you don't need to lie or justify the situation just because you don't want someone to think you're childish. Even though you're definitely childish if you try to lie just because of your reputation or something. So rationally, you know what is the best option, but your emotions taught you something totally different in the moment because you didn't have cold mind. This means your emotions can make you choose bad decisions. Or what happened in cases when people were angry and they thought the best decision was to kill someone, and later they can't believe what they did. Or when people pass hours in social media trying to find something that they don't know what it is, when rationally they know they might invest that time a little better. Now let's point out a fact. Sometimes psycho people are real intelligent, and it is because of this. They feel less and they think more. But what happens with normal people who don't have this fact? Well, here is when your control and your real intelligence is proved, when you have to take the best decision with your emotions against you. A little conversation I like is this one. Two men were talking. So one asked to the other one, why do you drink too much when you go to a party? The other guy said, because I feel great and I can have an incredible night. So the other guy said again, but how do you know you have an incredible night if you never remember anything in the next day? Our rationality is always destroyed by our emotions that tell us to follow the pleasure or instinct. But if we are honest, a life with our emotions is a life more simple and absurd than it is. We could say the emotions are the challenge. Many people say, with lack emotional, we are less humans, but that's not true because animals have emotional part too. What really makes a human is not one's emotions, but one's capacity for understanding.